Welcome to Mr. Horror. Get ready to be gripped by fear, because today we've got 3 disturbingly true Netflix and chill horror stories that you won't believe. Stay tuned and uncover the terrifying secrets hidden behind your favorite streaming service. A group of friends, Mia, Jake, Lily, and Ethan, had just finished their final exams and were looking forward to a weekend of relaxation and binge watching their favorite Netflix series. Little did they know that their plans for a fun Netflix and chill night would soon take a dark and twisted turn. That Saturday evening, as they all gathered at Mia's apartment, they received an unexpected email from an unknown sender claiming to have exclusive access to a new, highly anticipated show on Netflix. Intrigued by the offer, they clicked on the link provided and were taken to a website that looked exactly like the official Netflix homepage, but with one crucial difference: the only show available to watch was the mysterious new series, titled The Unseen. Curiosity got the better of them, and they decided to give it a try. The show seemed to be a reality series, following the lives of 5 strangers who had moved into an old, secluded mansion. As they started watching, they couldn't shake the feeling that there was something deeply unsettling about the show. The camera angles felt invasive, the atmosphere was tense, and the participants seemed unaware they were being filmed. As the friends continued to watch, they noticed strange occurrences happening around them. The lights in Mia's apartment would flicker, and they could hear faint whispers, as if someone were listening in on their conversation. Unnerved but unable to tear themselves away from the screen, they decided to keep watching, hoping to discover the secret behind the mysterious show. As the hours passed, the friends became more and more engrossed in the unseen, unable to look away or think about anything else. As the night wore on, they began to receive strange text messages and emails from unknown numbers and addresses. The messages contained cryptic warnings and seemed to know intimate details about their lives, things they had never shared with anyone. Realizing that something was terribly wrong, they tried to turn off the TV and disconnect from the website, but their efforts were in vain. It was as if they were trapped in a never-ending nightmare, unable to escape the sinister world of the unseen. Desperate for answers, they decided to do some research on the show and its creators, hoping to find a way to break free from the chilling grip it had on them. Fueled by a growing sense of dread, the friends split up to research the origins of the unseen. Mia and Jake focused on finding out more about the people featured in the series, while Lily and Ethan tried to uncover information about the show's creators and production. Mia and Jake discovered that the 5 participants in the show were all reported missing over the past year. Each person had a connection to the entertainment industry, and their disappearances had been met with very little media attention. The more they learned about the missing individuals, the more they realized that the footage they were watching was not a scripted reality show, but rather the documentation of real people trapped in a terrifying situation. Meanwhile, Lily and Ethan managed to trace the mysterious email they had received to a now-defunct production company with a history of legal troubles and allegations of unethical practices. They found out that the company's founder, Victor, had been accused of using his projects to conduct psychological experiments on unsuspecting participants. However, due to a lack of concrete evidence, he had never been charged. As the friends shared their findings, they realized that they were not only watching a disturbingly real show, but that they had become targets themselves. Their phones continued to buzz with threatening messages, and they started to notice that their personal information was being leaked online. Panicking, they decided to contact the police, only to find that their calls were being rerouted to a sinister, mocking voice that warned them to keep watching the unseen. Realizing that they couldn't rely on anyone but themselves, the friends decided to track down Victor and confront him, hoping that doing so would free them from the nightmare they had stumbled into. They discovered that Victor had recently purchased a large, secluded property on the outskirts of town, which seemed to be the perfect location for his twisted experiments. Armed with this information, they made their way to Victor's estate under the cover of darkness, knowing that the only way to end the horror was to face it head-on. As they approached the property, they were met with the sound of agonized screams and the feeling of being watched. Steeling themselves for what they might find, they entered the estate, determined to bring Victor's twisted game to an end and rescue the innocent people trapped within the unseen. As Mia, Jake, Lily, and Ethan cautiously made their way through Victor's estate, they discovered a series of hidden rooms filled with advanced surveillance equipment and monitors displaying the live feeds from the unseen. They realized that Victor had been manipulating the events on the show, orchestrating terrifying scenarios to study the psychological breaking points of his captive subjects. It also became clear that he had been monitoring the friends' every move since they had first accessed the show, using their fear to fuel his twisted experiments. Determined to put an end to Victor's sadistic games, the friends split up to search for the captives and confront Victor. Mia and Jake found the missing individuals locked in a series of underground cells, their minds and bodies broken by the constant torment they had endured. They quickly released them, promising to get them to safety. Meanwhile, Lily and Ethan tracked down Victor in a hidden control room where he was reveling in the chaos he had created. Caught off guard, Victor initially tried to justify his actions, claiming that his experiments were for the greater good of humanity. However, when faced with the unwavering determination of Lily and Ethan, he quickly abandoned any pretense of righteousness and attacked them in a desperate attempt to protect his twisted empire. During the ensuing struggle, Lily and Ethan managed to subdue Victor and restrain him, just as Mia, Jake, and the former captives arrived. As they prepared to leave the estate and alert the authorities, Victor began to laugh maniacally, claiming that they would never be able to escape the horrors they had witnessed. Ignoring his threats, the friends and the freed captives left the estate, leaving Victor to face the consequences of his actions. In the days that followed, the police raided Victor's property and discovered the full extent of his crimes. He was arrested and charged with multiple counts of kidnapping, torture, and invasion of privacy. As life slowly returned to normal for Mia, Jake, Lily, Ethan, and the former captives of the unseen, they found solace in the knowledge that Victor's reign of terror had finally come to an end. The nightmare they had experienced served as a powerful reminder of the dangers that lurk in the darkest corners of our world and the resilience of the human spirit in the face of unimaginable horror. Though they would never forget the chilling events they had lived through, the friends took comfort in knowing that they had managed to expose a monster and prevent further suffering. They had not only survived their own Netflix and chill horror story, but had emerged stronger and more united than ever before. And as for the unseen, its sinister legacy would remain forever locked away, a cautionary tale of the darkness that can hide behind even the most innocent of pastimes. In a small college town, 4 friends, Ava, Max, Sophie, and Leo, had recently moved into a shared house off campus. One night, after a long week of studying and exams, they decided to kick back and have a Netflix and chill night together. They had no idea that this seemingly innocent decision would set in motion a series of horrifying events that would change their lives forever. As they settled into the living room, they browsed through Netflix, unable to decide on a show or movie to watch. Just then, Sophie received a message from a number she didn't recognize, recommending a new and intriguing horror series called Phantasmal House. The message claimed that the show was a hidden gem, not yet officially released, and provided a secret code to access it on Netflix. Intrigued by the mysterious recommendation, the friends decided to give it a try. They entered the code, and to their surprise, Phantasmal House appeared on their screen. The show was set in an abandoned mansion, where a group of paranormal investigators tried to uncover the dark secrets hidden within its walls. As they started watching, the friends were immediately captivated by the chilling atmosphere and eerily realistic special effects. It felt as if the ghostly entities in the show were reaching out to them, transcending the boundaries between the screen and reality. Unbeknownst to them, this sensation would soon prove to be more than just a figment of their imagination. As the night wore on, the friends began to notice a series of strange occurrences within their own home. Objects would inexplicably move or fall, doors would slam shut on their own, and they could hear faint whispers and laughter echoing through the halls. Initially, they tried to brush off these incidents as the result of their overactive imaginations, fueled by the terrifying scenes they were watching on screen. However, as the strange events continued to escalate, they could no longer deny that something sinister was happening. Determined to get to the bottom of the mystery, they decided to investigate the origins of Phantasmal House and the mysterious number that had recommended the show to them. Little did they know that their search for answers would lead them down a dark and treacherous path. With growing apprehension, the friends began to dig deeper into the origins of Phantasmal House. They discovered that the show was created by an obscure production company with a history of being involved in paranormal investigations. Further research revealed that the abandoned mansion featured in the series was not just a set but an actual location with a notorious reputation for being haunted. Alva and Max decided to focus on uncovering the truth behind the mysterious number that had sent Sophie the recommendation. They managed to trace the number back to a now-deceased individual named Amelia, who had been a paranormal researcher involved in the production of Phantasmal House. According to local legends, Amelia had been so consumed by her investigations that she had made a pact with dark forces, ultimately leading to her untimely demise. Meanwhile, Sophie and Leo delved deeper into the history of the haunted mansion. They found that the building had once belonged to a wealthy family who had mysteriously vanished without a trace more than a century ago. Since then, the mansion had changed hands several times, but each owner had been plagued by misfortune and tragedy, eventually leaving the house abandoned and shrouded in sinister legends. As the friends pieced together the information they had gathered, they came to the chilling realization that the show they had been watching was not just a work of fiction, but a gateway to the malevolent spirits that haunted the mansion. The mysterious recommendation and the secret code seemed to have been designed to lure unsuspecting viewers into the clutches of the supernatural forces that Amelia had unleashed. Desperate to rid themselves of the haunting, they sought the help of a local medium, who advised them that the only way to break the connection with the spirits was to confront them directly. With no other options, they decided to follow the medium's advice and embarked on a harrowing journey to the haunted mansion, hoping to put an end to the terror that had invaded their lives. As they entered the decrepit building, the air grew colder and the atmosphere thickened with an oppressive sense of dread. Determined to face their fears, the friends pressed on, unaware of the chilling encounters that awaited them within the dark halls of the phantasmal house. With trembling hands and hearts pounding, Ava, Max, Sophie, and Leo ventured deeper into the phantasmal house, guided by the medium's instructions. As they made their way through the dark and decaying rooms, they encountered the spirits of those who had once inhabited the mansion, trapped between worlds and tormented by the dark forces unleashed by Amelia's pact. The friends realized that in order to break the connection with these spirits, they had to help them find peace by uncovering the truth behind their tragic fates. As they delved into the mansion's history, they uncovered a story of betrayal, greed, and a terrible curse that had been placed upon the family by a scorned lover. Using the knowledge they had gained, they performed a ritual to free the trapped souls, hoping that in doing so, they would also be released from the haunting that had plagued them since their first encounter with Phantasmal House. As the ritual reached its climax, the air filled with an otherworldly energy and the spirits appeared before them, their expressions filled with gratitude and relief. However, before they could celebrate their victory, the friends found themselves confronted by the vengeful spirit of Amelia. Enraged by their interference, she attacked them with a supernatural fury, determined to maintain her control over the spirits and continue her twisted experiments. The friends, drawing on the strength and courage they had gained from their experiences, fought back against Amelia, using the knowledge they had acquired to weaken her dark powers. As the battle between the friends and Amelia raged, the spirits they had freed lent their support, using their newfound freedom to fight alongside the friends against their former captor. The combined forces of the living and the dead eventually overpowered Amelia, banishing her spirit back to the realm of darkness from which she had come. With Amelia's defeat, the spirits of the mansion were finally able to find peace, crossing over to the other side and leaving the phantasmal house empty and silent. Exhausted but triumphant, the friends returned to their home, knowing that they had successfully broken the connection with the malevolent forces that had haunted them. In the days that followed, their lives returned to normal, and the chilling events they had experienced became a distant memory. However, they would never forget the lessons they had learned about the thin line that separates the world of the living from the realm of the dead. As for Phantasmal House, the show mysteriously vanished from Netflix, the secret code no longer granting access to its sinister content. Yet, whispers of its existence still circulated among those with a fascination for the unknown, a chilling reminder of the darkness that can hide behind even the most innocent of pastimes. In a bustling city, 4 coworkers, Hannah, Kevin, Rachel, and David, often got together after work to unwind and enjoy movie nights. They had a tradition of watching lesser-known films, always eager to find hidden gems in the vast library of streaming services. One Friday evening, they gathered at Rachel's apartment for a Netflix and chill night, unaware that their lives were about to take a dark and twisted turn. As they scrolled through Netflix's recommendations, they stumbled upon a film titled The Collector's Game. The description mentioned an enigmatic collector, a series of deadly challenges, and a group of unsuspecting participants fighting for their lives. Intrigued by the unique premise, they decided to give it a watch. As the movie progressed, they were captivated by the intricate plot and the chilling realism of the death traps designed by the mysterious collector. However, they couldn't shake the feeling that something was off about the film. It seemed too authentic, too visceral to be a work of fiction. Over the next few days, each of the friends began receiving strange messages on their phones and social media accounts, all containing cryptic riddles and puzzles. At first, they dismissed the messages as spam, but as they discussed their experiences with each other, they realized that the riddles were directly linked to the collector's game. Determined to solve the mystery, they started working together to decipher the clues, unwittingly becoming participants in a real-life version of the deadly game from the film. As they delved deeper into the puzzles, the friends began to suspect that the movie they had watched was more than just a coincidence. It was a carefully planned trap, designed to ensnare them in a chilling and dangerous game of life and death. As Hannah, Kevin, Rachel, and David worked together to solve the puzzles, they found themselves drawn into a complex web of deceit and danger. The riddles led them to various locations across the city, each one tied to a horrifying piece of the collector's twisted plan. At each stop, they discovered chilling evidence of the sinister figure's obsession with their lives, as well as disturbing details of the fate that awaited them if they failed to complete the game. The stakes grew higher with each new challenge, as the friends found themselves faced with life-threatening situations that mirrored the deadly traps from the collector's game. From navigating a maze filled with hidden dangers to disarming a bomb in a crowded public space, they were forced to rely on their wits and teamwork to survive. As the challenges continued, the friends began to question how they had become the target of the collector's twisted game. They discovered that they had all been chosen for a reason, as each of them had a dark secret or hidden connection to the other players in the game. The collector's true goal was not only to create chaos and destruction, but to expose the hidden darkness within each of them and force them to confront the consequences of their actions. As they dug deeper into their own pasts and those of their fellow players, the friends uncovered a terrifying link between the movie they had watched and the real-life events unfolding around them. They learned that the collector's game was not a work of fiction, but a documentary of sorts, created by the collector himself to chronicle his twisted experiments and lure new victims into his deadly web. Horrified by the truth and desperate to put an end to the collector's game, the friends resolved to track down the mastermind behind the chilling events and bring him to justice. Their journey led them to the heart of the city's seedy underworld, where they came face to face with the true horror of the collector's twisted obsession. Armed with the knowledge of the collector's true identity and his motives, Hannah, Kevin, Rachel, and David confronted him in his lair, a hidden chamber filled with macabre trophies and remnants of his previous games. As they entered the chamber, the collector taunted them, revealing that he had been watching their every move and that he had meticulously planned each challenge to exploit their deepest fears and darkest secrets. Determined to put an end to the collector's reign of terror, the friends engaged him in a tense standoff, using their combined skills and resourcefulness to outwit him at his own game. As they battled the collector, they were forced to confront the darkness within themselves, overcoming their own personal demons and finding the strength to stand together against their tormentor. As the final confrontation reached its climax, the friends managed to disarm the collector's deadliest trap and subdue him, bringing his twisted game to a dramatic end. With the collector defeated and his secrets exposed, they alerted the authorities, who arrested the man responsible for the horrifying events that had unfolded. In the aftermath of their ordeal, the friends returned to their normal lives, forever changed by their experiences. They had faced their deepest fears, uncovered hidden truths about themselves and each other, and survived a game designed to destroy them. Their bond was stronger than ever, and they knew they could rely on each other, no matter what challenges life threw their way. As for the collector's game, the shocking truth behind the movie was revealed to the public, and the film was promptly removed from Netflix. The chilling tale of the friends' ordeal became a cautionary tale, reminding people of the dangers that can lurk behind even the most seemingly innocent forms of entertainment. Despite the trauma they had endured, Hannah, Kevin, Rachel, and David remained steadfast in their pursuit of justice, vowing to continue to uncover the truth and expose the darkness that hides in the shadows of their city. United in their mission and strengthened by their experiences, they were ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, secure in the knowledge that they would always have each other's backs. And as for the collector, his twisted games had finally come to an end. As he languished in his prison cell, he could only watch helplessly as his dark legacy was dismantled, piece by horrifying piece. The nightmare he had unleashed had finally been contained, and the friends he had tormented had emerged victorious, proving that even in the darkest of times, hope and courage could still triumph over evil. Thank you all for joining us on this spine-chilling journey through these 3 disturbingly true Netflix and chill horror stories. We hope they've left you on the edge of your seat, and if you enjoyed them, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more bone-chilling tales. Make sure to also hit that notification bell so you never miss out on our latest horrifying stories. We appreciate your support, and we'll see you in the next video where we continue to explore the darkest corners of reality. Stay safe, and remember, sometimes truth is stranger and scarier than fiction.